Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Balaram Sahagana Lalita Sri
How much do you have to do?
Not much.
Krishna Karuna
Because my friend has my
Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha
This Mac's about to die. But one of my classmates is borrowing my charger right now, so I don't have it.
Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranami Hari Priya Manchakalpadabhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
It's not working. Why?
The topic for today evening's discussion is the pillars of growth. Can devotees be hand here? Adequately audible? Okay. So some of you came yesterday and some of you are coming for the first time today to this program. So we'll make a connection later on this. So let us first put our minds on this beautiful and important word called growth. Right? One of the most beautiful things for a parent to see in their lives is to see their child grow. Right? From crawling stage to the toddler stage and then to the school and growing like that. Very beautiful. For a businessman to see his business grow, right? For all of us, whatever income we may have, to see that income gradually growing because of hard work and sincere work, growth, right? These are all external growths, money, growing in age. We'll be talking more about internal growth, right? So, a very important component of the internal growth is of various components, but we're talking about a very important component which helps growth, internal growth, and I want to focus on this word, quest for knowledge. Quest for knowledge, right? So, just like we get hungry, there's a deep desire to eat food, we may get thirsty, need water, right? So, Srila Prabhupada, His Divine Grace, would say that what is poverty? Poverty is lack of true knowledge. Somebody who has knowledge actually is truly a rich person, right? In olden times, not now anymore, the Brahmanas were considered the richest, the Brahmanical class, because they would guide the king also. The king was obviously the richest man in the kingdom. He had treasury and all that, right? But the Brahmanas who had lived in simple houses would guide him because he needed their support and their intelligence to guide him how to run the kingdom, right? So who was bigger, the king or the Brahmanas? The Brahmanas, because they were guiding the biggest man in the kingdom, right? Because they had Chanakya Pandit was guiding Chandragupta Maurya. Because Chanakya Pandit, everybody has heard his name, is one of the biggest statesmen of uh, ancient India. Which is still so many books which are read by him about him. So again, he is a great Brahmana, man of great intelligence, right? Therefore, we can see the overwhelming power of knowledge, and therefore, anybody who has this quest for knowledge actually has a great potential for growth. Very important, right? At no point of time, usually in the beginning years of our in our bhakti school, we're eager to know so many things. Oh, why this? Why do you apply this tilak? Why do you have this kanti? Why do you wear only dhoti and a kurta? What is this? What is that? Who is Prabhupada? Question. But after a few years, I know everything. I want it all. I read all these books. I've done Bhakti Shastri and all this and that, right? I know. Now I can give your knowledge. Now I can speak. I can speak and I can give out knowledge. But no, we are always perpetual students, right? Life is meant for learning. What is life? Life is, another definition of life is, life is meant for. So unless you learn all the lessons which we have to learn in life, life is incomplete. It's not about just getting a family and like that. There's more to life than that, right? To learn, right? So the discussion we shall have with all of you today, dear devotees, dear friends, is about a person who had this very, very intense hunger for knowledge. So the discussion we will take now to the 12th century in India, and a very, very holy place called as Sri Rangam. Sri Rangam is a very, very holy place of the Sri Sampradaya, where the holy shrine of Sri Ranganath Swami, Lord Sri Vishnu, lying on his snake bed is there. And that place is very holy for the Sri Sampradaya people, for the followers of Sripad Ramanujacharya, one of the greatest saints ever born in this world. Right? So for them, there are three very important, what they call Divya Deshams, important holy places. One is Kanchipuram. Kanchipuram is called as Tyaga Mandap. Then Srirangam, where Ranganath Swami is there, is called as Bhoga Mandap, where the Lord enjoys nice prasad. And Tirupati Balaji, Venkateshwar Mandir, is called as Pushpa Mandap. Pushpa means beautiful flowers, right? So one day, Sripad Ramanujacharya, the great Acharya, was sitting with his disciples. And knowing this for a fact that Balaji loves to have been worshipped with beautiful, exotic, fragrant flowers, in his heart he knew this is there, but there was no garden for him there, for the Lord, right? So he proposed to his, who would like to go to Tirupati Balaji for making this Pushpamanda. So more or less the reply was Tirupati Balaji. There are not many people who raise their hands. Why? Because you have to remember we are talking about the 12th century. No buses, no trains, no ropeways, right? No roadways practically, right? You have to scale 7 mountains before you reach the top of the hill. And snake infested, wild animals. And the spiritual master is living here. Who would want to go and live in association and go to this hill, right? Anyway, so he had one disciple. His name was Parashara Bhatta. Parasar Bhatta, right? And after Sripad Ramacharya left this world, he became the natural successor to run the entire lineage of the Sri Sampradaya, right? And one of his disciples one day approached him with folded hands and asked his spiritual master a very, very pertinent question. with folded hands and a humble heart, he asked his mentor, his master, what are the qualities of a Vaishnava? What it means to be a Vaishnava. Right? Now, generally we think we know it, right? Vaishnava, yeah. Anybody who's applying tilak and tea and who's just chanting Hare Krishna, right? So, he did not answer the question right away, but just smiled and said, you go to Tirupati Balaji, go there and meet this great person called as Anantacharya. So why did he send him there? Why did he send his disciple to such a far off place? It's very important to understand. Hare Krishna.
He sent him to meet Anantacharya. You go and ask this question to Anantacharya. Sometimes you refer the case, right? When there's some problem and you ask that this is the problem. And I'm not a specialist in that, then I will say, oh, why don't you go and meet the lawyer? Or you go and meet a psychiatrist? Or you go and meet a cardiologist? Because he's a specialist in that. So to understand what are the real symptoms of a devotee, who is a devotee, what are the qualities of a devotee, he had to send him to Anantacharya. Now who is this Anantacharya? Very interesting to understand that. Right? We have heard his name, but very beautiful thing. But before that I'll tell you one small story. That one time, this one person went to a shop to buy a refrigerator. Right? You go to a shop to buy something. So he went to the shop and he met the salesman and he told him that I want to buy this refrigerator. So the salesman looked at him and said, but I don't want to sell it to you. He said, but why? I have brought the cash. I have my credit card with me. I want to buy this refrigerator. He said, no, I don't want to sell it to you. You go. So this person went out and he thought, okay, why he doesn't want to do? So he changed his dress and he came back again, put on a cap and all, and he came and saying, so I want to buy this refrigerator. So he said, but I don't want to sell it to you. Come back again. He's looking that I disguised myself and now how he is recognizing me, He went out again. Again he came back in some third disguise, fourth disguise. And every time he told that I want to buy this refrigerator, he said, I don't want to sell it to you. Which language I should tell you in? So then he wore a burqa and he spoke in a female voice and he said, I want to buy this refrigerator. But he said, should I get all the security and throw you out? I don't want to sell this refrigerator. He's saying, now I don't want to buy this refrigerator, but I will leave the shop only after you answer one question of mine. I have the money, I am having the credit card and all. Why don't you want to sell me this refrigerator? And how are you recognizing me even though I am coming in different ways every time? He said, because this is not a refrigerator, it's a washing machine. You are pointing at a washing machine and you are telling that I want to buy this refrigerator. So you are that same fool who's coming at me. And so he's saying, but whatever it is, I want to buy it. He said, no, but still I don't want to sell it to you. Why? He said, because you will buy it and after 2-3 days you will come back to me and say that my food is not cooling in it. Because that's not the purpose of the washing machine, right? So very interestingly, we all think that, I am a Vaishnava. But do we even understand what is a Vaishnava? Do we even understand what is a Vaishnava? One time Prabhupada was standing in front of the deities of one of the temples, I believe Boston or somewhere, I may be wrong. And he was praying intensely and somebody asked him, gathered the guts and asked that, Swamiji, what are you praying so intently? And he said that I am simply praying to Radha and Krishna that someday I may become a devotee. Prabhupada, he is asking that someday I should become a devotee, right? So when we think that we are Vaishnavas, first of all you need to understand that what is a real Vaishnava, what are the qualities required by which we can call ourselves that, okay, now I have become a Vaishnava. So when this devotee asked Parashar Bhatta this question, he sent him to Anantacharya. So interesting to understand who is Anantacharya, right? So when this question was asked to the group of devotees by Ramanujacharya that anybody of you wants to volunteer to go to Tirupati to serve Balaji by making a Pushpa garden over there. And nobody volunteered because it was you have to climb 7 hills and go there, and who's going to take all the headache? And as Prabhu said, spiritual master is here. No one wants to give up his association and go there. And nobody put up his hand, and at that time Anantacharya raised his hand. Said, Guru Maharaj, if it is your desire that I should do this seva, no matter how difficult it is, I will go. And I will do this. And Ramanujacharya had tears in his eyes. And he profusely blessed him. And Anantacharya went to Tirupati along with his wife. Okay. Now both of them went there and they made a beautiful garden for Balaji. And nice flowers were growing, but as we know, for flowers to grow, you need a water tank. You need to water the thing. So they dug a water tank over there and they were doing this seva. But they felt that the water tank is a little small. We need to expand the boundaries. So they started digging again. Husband and wife. They are doing this seva. And at that time, the wife was pregnant. So the Anantacharya is digging the lake and bringing the mud out, and she's carrying it on her head, taking it all across the mountain, down to the valley, throwing the mud, coming back up again, and this she's doing several times. And very hard labor. And it was very painful for one person to see that. And who was that? Balaji. And Balaji saw that they are endeavoring so much for me. He took the form of a Brahman Brahmachari and he came over there and he told Anantacharya with folded hands that, please, I am a young boy, let me help you do this. Will be faster? Let me help you to do this, and we can dig this thing. You are an old person and I can do it easier. So Anantacharya folded his hands and he said, my spiritual master has given me this order to make this lake, and the only thing I have, the only wealth I have in my life is the instruction of my spiritual master. Please don't take that away from me. Don't take that wealth away from me. So Balaji was stumped. He couldn't say anything. So he went away very reluctantly, because after telling too many times, he said, anything but this. You please go from here. I cannot give this seva away to you. So after some time, he still couldn't bear. So what did he do? He said, I'll go to his wife. Women are softer, maybe I may be able to convince her. So he went to the wife and he said that, Mataji, please, you can't carry this heavy weight on your head. You are carrying a baby in your stomach. And you are carrying this. I can't tolerate this. Please let me help you back faster. So obviously she would lie to her husband. She confessed that actually, that boy who came to you, he came to me and he's doing this and helping. And Anantacharya became so upset. He picked up the spade which was there and he started running after the boy to scare the boy. That I told you, you don't do and all. And the boy started running. And Anantacharya is running behind him and he climbed up a tree. And then the boy is telling from up that, please forgive me, I have golden earrings, I have golden dhoti. Please take this, but spare me, I will not do it again. So Anantacharya thought that, okay, let me tell him, yes. Once he comes down, so I said, okay, give me. And as soon as he came down, again he picked up the spade and this boy started running. So Anantacharya thought that, let me do one thing. I'll throw the spade just to scare him, not to hurt him. And it will land there and he will get afraid and, But this boy was running in a zigzag way. Sometimes, children, they won't be it. They run this way, that way. So you can't catch them only. So when Anantacharya threw the spade, it unfortunately, because of his zigzag position, scratched his chin and he started bleeding from here. And Anantacharya was feeling bad that he didn't mean to hurt him. The boy, he ran and he entered into the temple altar, and he closed the door. So Anantacharya said that no problem, it's afternoon time, no? Vaikalika Bhog, 4 o'clock offering. The door has to open and I won't leave this boy. So he waited there for the pujari to come. Pujari came and he said, okay, this one naughty boy has gone into the altar. Open the altar, catch him and hand him over to me. I don't want to spare him. So the pujari went in and he's looking here, looking there, everywhere. He can't find the boy. And suddenly both of them noticed that the only person on the altar is Balaji. And Balaji had blood coming out from here. And that's when Anantacharya realized that actually that boy was Balaji. So, immediately he took some sandalwood paste and chandan and some herbs. He made a paste and he stuck it over here on Balaji, huh, to stop that. He was in tears, and Balaji was in tears, and he told the pujari that from today onwards, for posterity, every day the same paste combination what he has made, I want it applied here to as a memory to commemorate this devotion of my devotee Anantacharya. And every day till date also he has this, and seeing this attachment of his to the instruction of his spiritual master, Balaji blessed him that whoever, he had blessed Ramanujacharya also, he blessed him that because of your devotion, whoever you will recommend to send back to Godhead, I will send without any question. Right? That adhikar, the Lord gives the spiritual master, na? That whoever you will recommend, I will take them back to Godhead, no questions asked. So Anantacharya continued his seva day in and day out, doing the same thing. What? Plucking flowers, making the garland, offering to Balaji. And Balaji was relishing his seva and he was doing. One day while he was plucking the flowers, a poisonous cobra stung the feet of Anantacharya. And the disciples saw this and they said, Guru Maharaj, please take some medical treatment. And Anantacharya ignored them and he just continued making the garlands. Plucking the flowers. And they said, please Guru Maharaj, the poison will spread. And he just continued doing this. He said, for our sake, please take some treatment. He sat down, he made the garland, everything. So when, they were upset with Guru, who can they go to? God. So they went to Balaji and they said, oh Lord, our spiritual master is bitten by the snake. Please, do something that he should help himself. What will happen to us? So after some time when he came with the garland to offer to Balaji, Anantacharya, so Balaji said, what is this I am hearing, Why aren't you taking medical treatment? The poison will spread everywhere because this poisonous snake has bit you, this cobra. So he looked at the Lord with folded hands and he said, my Lord, this snake has bitten my body and the poison is spreading on my body. But there is another snake which has bitten my soul. The snake of envy, the snake of pride, the snake of anger, the snake of illusion. This snake has bitten my soul. If this cobra affects my body and it can harm my body, but this snake can harm my soul. So which snake should I address to first? This snake or that snake? And besides that, I should go to the doctor, you are saying. The only doctor I know of who can cure me of the bite of this serpent is you, my Lord, and my service to you. So I am taking that treatment. I am already taking that treatment, right? And besides that, my spiritual master has given me this seva, so I cannot give up that seva. And if I die because of the snake which has bit my body is more powerful than this snake, then they will bathe my body in the Pushkarani, the lake over there, and I will go back, I will come to Vaikuntha and I will continue to serve you, Vaikuntanath. So my seva is still going to continue. And if this snake is more powerful, then I will continue my seva. And either way, my only wealth is my service. So I will continue that, right? So again, Balaji had tears in his eyes. That what a devotee, what a devotee. Another time, he was again plucking his flowers and making the garland, and Balaji felt like meeting him. Imagine, that ever sends a message that I want to meet you. What will you do? Whatever you are doing, that one wants to meet me, And you will come running. So Anantacharya continued making his garland over there. So the devotee said, Balaji wants to meet you. Again he continued doing his seva. And after he finished making the garland, few hours had passed, he went to Balaji to offer the Tulsi garland to him. And Balaji saying, what nonsense is this? I sent a message to you, I ordered you to come and meet me, and you didn't feel like coming and meeting me. So he's saying, your instruction on my head, my Lord. However, my Guru Maharaj has given me the instruction to make this garland and offer to you. So whose order I should follow first? My Guru's order, because of whose mercy I have got you, or your order? Right? So again, Balaji, just to bring out the sweetness of his devotion, he said, "Do you know, for disobeying my order, what I can do to you? I can get you, I can make sure that you leave from Tirupati. I can make, remove you from Tirupati." So he said, "My lord, you can't do that. because you have come here from Vaikuntha, you don't belong to this place. And I have come here from Srirangam, so even this is not my permanent residence. So neither you, neither me have permanent residence, and we don't have any legal rights. We can't remove each other from here. Huh? So we can't remove you from, we can't do that, And, again, Balaji was defeated, right, by his love. So, several incidents took place like this, which we do not have time to discuss about. But every time, what came out was what? The instruction of my spiritual master is like lines in stone for me. It's like lines in stone for me. So, I will give always priority to that. What he wants me to do, I will do, whether I like it or I don't like it. Whether I can do it or I can't do it, that is not even a consideration. My Guru wants this out of me, and I am going to do it. So this is the caliber of Vaishnava Anantacharya was, because of which Parashar Bhatta sent this particular devotee to get the answer of what are the qualities of a Vaishnava. Right?
Hare Krishna. So is it not so inspiring to see that what is the caliber, as she said, what is the greatness, what is the depth of his devotion, what is the depth of his surrender to his Guru Maharaj, and the sweetness of the relationship they had, so personal, so intimate, so loving with the Lord himself. So what we all want to know, what is the answer to this question, because this devotee has now walked and reached Balaji, right? And he posed himself with a humble heart and said, "My Guru Maharaj has sent me to you, and I have a question for you." I said, "What is the question?" He said, "Please tell me, what are the qualities of a Vaishnava? What is a real Vaishnava?" So as you heard before, he was always so busy making garlands. So he said, he kept on making garlands, right? He did not answer this, the query. Now this particular person had what we call, what he said before, this quest for knowledge, right? He was going to go to any extent to get the answer to his question, even if it meant walking through the hills and staying in the forest. And now he decided that till I get my answer, I'm not going to leave this place. Maybe I didn't ask it properly, maybe I need some purification, maybe I need to spend some time here. And then eventually if I get qualified enough, hopefully I will get my answer. But I will do whatever it needs to get my answer. He was so, not hellbound, but he was very eager to get his answer. Right? So he started staying in the ashram of Anantacharya now, and he's at Tirupati, he's left Srirangam, he's staying there. And he's attending the classes, doing his Shastra study, and doing menial services, and hearing, and he would do everything like an inmate of the ashram would do. And then days passed, and then weeks passed, and a few months passed, but the answer is not forthcoming still, right? And one beautiful, fateful day, there was a great festival for Balaji's pleasure, on which day they were going to distribute a lot of Balaji Prasad to all the people who would come as pilgrims. So then people in the neighborhood came to know about this, and then a lot of people started coming up, right? So we call it in Hindi Bhandara. Some of you know the word Bhandara. It's a food distribution, Prasad distribution. So as a part of his service, he took the bucket and he started distributing the Prasad to who was coming. And once it was over, distribution was over, so some of the devotees were given away, he went and sat down to himself on a Prasad. So Anantacharya came up to him and said, "Get up. Get up. First, sir." Then he said, "Okay." So he got up, right? Started serving Prasad. Other people, there are still more people still coming. So he's serving, and then I said, "Okay, now this is over." Now we went and sat down. Said, "Get up. Get up. Sir, first sir." So about several times he sat down, he So he realized he's not supposed to sit there. So if something's wrong with my sitting here, So he kept on humbly just serving. So till late evening, when the whole stream of people, pilgrims were over, there and everything was done, poor fellow had not eaten food, not drinking water. He kept on serving the whole day, tired, exhausted. I went and sat down. He said, get up. What is your question? So he was more than happy to said, you asked this question 6 months back, what is your question? So he got up. I said, oh master, please tell me what is the qualities of a true Vaishnava? So how many of you would like to know the answer to this question? Let's say Hari Bol. Right, because these are what is going to emanate now is powerful words of wisdom from one of the greatest devotees of the Sri Sampradaya. One of the most celebrated acharyas is Sri Ananta Acharya. So he said, a true Vaishnava is like a crane, a cock, and like salt, and like you. And then he just started making his sounds. Right? And he said, that's all. 6 months of waiting and I just get to hear 4 words. Crane, cock, salt, and me. Doesn't seem to make sense to me, right? So now I said I should now go back because this is the answer. But I don't understand. So I must now go back down the hill and he reached Srirangam and I said, oh, you have come? Did you answer questions? Yes. What is the answer? So said, Sripad Anacharya said that a real Vaishnava is like a cock, a crane, salt and like me. So Gurudev, can you explain what this really means? So he smiled. He said, please sit down, I will tell you. Right? So both these Anacharya and Parasar Bhatta were deep friends. They were godbrothers, right? They were disciples of Ramajacharya. Right? So godbrothers, and they knew the heart. He knew the wisdom and depth of his devotion. So he said, I'll explain to you. So he said, my dear disciple, the crane is first of all pure white in color. Right? Said, aspire for a heart like a crane. Whiteness stands for purity. So live a life where you cultivate habits and a lifestyle whereby you remain pure in your thoughts, in your deeds, and in your words. Let purity be the guiding principle of all that you do in your life henceforth. Whatever fosters purity should be something which you should do. Whatever leads to impurity of consciousness and the mind and words, please keep that away. That is the quality of a crane. A crane stands in water on one leg sometimes and keeps on looking at the flowing water. Right? It is very, very, the crane is, you see, it's like a yogi, sitting in that asana, like Parvat asana or something, whatever we call it, right? And it never looks here and there. It is focused. So another quality of the crane is that it is very, very focused. There will always be things in your life which will defocus you from the goal of leading a pure life, leading a life of surrender to Guru, right? But be very, very sure to remain focused. Like Krishna says in the Gita, right? Vyavasayatmika buddhi, right? Christ said the same thing to the apostles, that if you look behind, said, I'm walking in front, you walk behind me, right? And keep looking at my feet. For if you lose sight of my feet, you will lose me. Christ said like that. He said, don't look behind. Because looking behind means you're looking at those things you have given up in your life. Right? You may have given up some of the things which are very dear to you in pursuit of higher knowledge, but you've given it up. Give it up. Don't aspire for taking it back. If you look to the sides, that means you are getting distracted to what the world has to offer to you as temptations, distractions, sensual pleasures, etc., right? Which can actually deviate you from your goal. So don't look to the sides, only look at my feet, right? And so the very important thing is about focus. Therefore, we want to remember that in our life that we talked about yesterday. We talked some doesn't over there, right? Our core activities which are there, our chanting, our association, right? Our reading of scriptures, and practice of Navida Bhakti, right? So that focus should always be kept. We have to do our worldly duties. We must make a earning, take care of families, do our whatever life necessary. But that should not, whatever happens there, not mar away and abbreviate our consciousness. So keep your. So the second keyword is, first one was purity, second is focus. Right? Just focus. Therefore, when we come to the temple, my dear devotees, Prabhupada taught us this very important thing that first for a while you focus on the Lord's lotus feet. Before we look at the Lord's beautiful shining face, right? Look at his lotus feet. Absorb the grace, the purity and the shelter of those feet. So that is Padashraya. The Lord's Ashraya is coming from his feet, right? So keep that in focus. When you chant your names also, remember the Lord's lotus feet. Never get defocused. In our chanting, we get defocused. How many of you get defocused in chanting? You all get defocused in chanting, right? So aspire for firm focus. If you want to remember how to be focused, remember the crane focus. And the crane also has another wonderful quality. It allows small fish to, small shrimps and chota, small things. Jao, go. But when the big fish comes, catches it, right? So be very opportunistic. Let insignificant, decide in your mind what is insignificant, what is unimportant. So don't bother us with all unimportant things, but only focus on the big things of life. Like they say in corporate language, the big rocks, the small rocks, the pebbles in the sand, right? So be focused on the big rocks, right? So the big rocks are opportunities for devotional service. Our connection to Krishna, our connection to our Lord, is through the currency between the Bhakta and the Bhagavan. The exchange is through the act of devotional service. So whatever devotional you may get, right? Grab that, take it, and don't grab to somebody else. Don't grab somebody else's service. Whatever comes to you, diligently perform it. Then he said, okay, what else did he say? He said you should be like the cock, right? So in India we see cocks. I don't in America I've not seen a cock still. So everyone knows what is a cock, right? The cock actually has a habit of pecking, right? And there are a lot of trash there, a lot of unwanted stuff is there. It will peck and it will pick up the seeds, the grains, right? For nourishment, right? And keeps unwanted stuff aside. The cock is like that, very selective, right? Therefore it's called as Saragrahi. Saragrahi means looking for the essence. So it has a power to keep away all negative things and become only the positive things, right? So the explanation the Parasar Bhatta gave him was that in life, money things will be very positive when it comes to you. Okay, when money comes in, nice, this comes in, nice. What is favorable? What we wanted comes to you is very nice. But what happens when things which you don't want to come will come into your life? The unwanted stuff when it comes. The ups and downs take place, what will you do? Please understand that behind every apparent bad is a hidden good. Hidden good. It may be a part of your karma to get that unwanted stuff, but because Krishna has sanctioned that in your life to happen, that because coming with Krishna's grace, there is also some element of grace. Haven't we all found many times in life that when things are unfavorable, we felt very bad, sad, melancholy, depressed, whatever, right? After a while, after a few years, oh, I'm so happy that happened. Because of that happened, something good was there. How many of you felt that in your life, right? Is it not true, right? So, because there is always some positivity even in apparent severe negativity. And therefore, our duty as devotees is to scratch our heads and take guidance and look deeper. What is the Lord teaching me? What is the lesson for me? That is that is called as, they say, be positive, right? This is really being positive. Also, positivity has another important implication in our life. See, our life remains happy when we have good relationships. A good car and a good house and a good money will give us some comfort, and that is desirable. Fine. But beyond a particular level, happiness stops. Even the best of cars, best of houses will not, it is more external, right? But our real joy of life comes when we have congenial, live with friends, family members, fellow devotees, like that, right? And in relationships, often there are always two sides. Everybody will have some positive, right? I may have some positive and some negative. All of us have some positive, negative. Now, when I interact with different people, the mind may, being the way it is, focus on what?
Negative.
On the negative. He's always like this. We attack people and we become negative oriented, right? So that obstructs the flow of good feeling towards the Lord's devotees, maybe with our loved ones and our family members, right? And therefore, very important that the quality of the honeybee, which we are told, it always looks for the honey, right? So we have to be like that, and let the mind not harp on. There will be so many goods which a person may have, but the mind is so stupid, right? It invariably neglects, rejects all the good things. She is always like this. He's always late for Mangalarti. Whatever, something will be there in our mind which we will remember. When you see him, you will see, he is that person who's always sleeping in Bhagavatam class. He have done so many good things. He's always dozing off in Bhagavatam class. He's the guy, I remember him. Arey Baba, he did so many years dozing off because he was probably, doing so much service in that temple. He was always exhausted. He had only 4 hours of night sleep because he was dozing on the Bhagavatam class. But all that we will reject, right? So mind is so cunning, so stupid. So let's not be devotees guided by our mind. Like the hen, reject all the negative things and pick up the positive, right? And the last important thing which I was told to him is that in your life, many people will give you feedbacks, right? Now between two things, giving feedback and receiving feedback, which is more pleasurable activity? Right? We are so prompt, so eager, right? So immediately we respond, hey Prabhu, not like this, don't sit like this. You should sit like this. You're in a temple, this sit like that. I have to just point to somebody. Right? You're saying like this, you don't like that. So immediately we are eager to correct somebody, right? Because we think I'm all knowing, right? But actually, when somebody gives feedback, you mind your business. I know. You go. I'll take care of that, right? So we are so reluctant to receive any feedback. So positivity has 3 aspects. Positive means looking at the positive when negative things happen, looking at positive in people's character and the personality, pick up the positive and then enhance that, glorify that, appreciate that. And third, if somebody who you love gives you, maybe could be a spouse, could be a child sometimes, could be a child can give you, to anybody. And if you see some value in that, what you should do?
Take it. Absorb.
Accept it, right? And the third thing is there, it should be like
Salt.
crane, cock and
Salt.
keep it for a while.
Otherwise, I'll forget.
Write it down.
The third thing he said is you should be like salt. Now, what is the special quality of a salt?
Gives taste to everything.
Right.
It's a taste
Right
enhancer.
amount.
She summed it up. It's a taste enhancer, right? Whenever you see an item which is made, any item, you have put all the spices, perfectly made, perfect temperature, you fried it or baked it, and the right amount of ingredient, everything, and you forgot the salt. How does it taste?
Pika.
It just doesn't taste the way it is supposed to taste. Doesn't taste the way it is supposed to taste, right? So the quality of the salt is that it is a taste enhancer. Hmm? It has a value addition to wherever it is added, right? Similarly, devotees should always be like that. That wherever they are put, you should be a value addition. We should be a value addition to wherever we are. Whatever, whether we are in the workplace, whether we are in the family, we always have value addition to wherever our presence is. Another quality of the salt is that how much salt do you put in an item? How much salt?
As per taste. Very little.
Right amount.
Very little.
This much salt?
A pinch. A pinch.
Whatever it is.
The needful.
Yeah.
How much effort is needed, you will put. If there is too less salt, if it is too much salt, both is not good. We are not talking of forgetting, but too much or too little. Either way, it doesn't come out the way it is supposed to come out. So what is the important lesson the salt is trying to teach? That we should, whatever we do in our life, we should do it in a balanced way. Balance is the key to anything. And Krishna himself says in the Bhagavad Gita that this is not for one who eats too much or eats too little, sleeps too much or sleeps too little. Does everything in balance. When our life is in balance, we become a wonderful offering to the Lord. The right type of offering to the Lord. But if we are imbalanced in either way, material life or spiritual life, sometimes we go off balance, we start feeling, oh, I heard that in the temple, I should do seva and I should, be chanting more, as many rounds as I can. So you keep doing all those things and you neglect the family. And the family is, what about us? Where do we stand? Do we exist in your life? Or only temple? Then why did you marry or why did you have us? Children, that you don't have time for us, right? And if you just keep doing your material life, that I should take care of my family and ultimately I'm in the material world, I need money and all, and we keep doing that, then what happens? Krishna is neglected. And when we leave our body, Krishna will say, what about me? So either way, devil or the deep sea type of situation, you are not perfect here or you are not perfect there. So we have to remember, we have to be like salt. Perfect balance. I should do everything, all aspects of my life need to be satisfied. My family should be happy with me. My Lord should be happy with me. My spiritual master should be happy with me. And the devotee should be happy with me. As far as possible, from my side I try that. Ultimately we are in the material world. It's never a perfect situation that. But when you make Krishna happy, there is possibility that everybody around us will be happy. So this lesson of balancing is very important for the salt. The third quality of the salt is what? What is the quality of the salt? Invisible. When you see the item, you don't see, wow, salt looks so, you don't garnish an dish with a salt, right? You will do it with cilantro, whatever you want to do, but you don't garnish it with salt. It is the main ingredient which gives the taste, but it remains hidden. It remains in the background. It doesn't project itself. Okay, do you know the whole taste is because of me? So as devotees, no matter how much humble we try to be, somewhere that tendency comes out that this is like that because I gave that suggestion. No, my idea. By the way, you should know, my idea. If I did it now, it would have been better. You did it, it is not proper. You didn't dress proper. If I had made the turban, it would have been much proper. This is too big or this is too small. If I would have done it, it would have. So that I tendency that is there in all of us, that we feel that, that I should be known to the world that it is because of me. Does the salt do that? Does the salt do that? No. It remains hidden. And that is not the thing that the salt will say, okay, Anyway, if I have to be hidden only, then what's the point of adding any flavor or anything? So sometimes we go to the other extreme. Anyway, I don't have to project myself, so why should I do anything? Let whoever wants to do, let them do. Let them go for seva. Let them go for dressing seva, cooking seva. Anyway, nobody is going to get credit. Either way, this again we get imbalanced in our approach. Whatever we are doing, imbalance. So salt is trying to teach us how to have a balanced approach to that. The third thing, another quality of the salt is what? What is the quality of the salt? It blends. It just blends into the dish. So that way, it is very important for us that sometimes, we are there in any seva, we try to do it in a different way. But if there is nothing major wrong going on, just blend, let the flow be there. We do. The Prabhupada said, get up for Mangal Aarti and do this, and everybody's been doing it down the centuries, and we start feeling, no, I have a suggestion that it should be done like this, differently. But blend with it, it's successful, it's happening. Flow with the current, whatever is happening, let it happen. So many important lessons we learn from a simple salt. When next time we see the salt and pepper bottles on the dining table, I'm supposed to be like this salt. Unassuming, still I'm giving the flavor to the thing, and I'm not taking credit for anything that is going to happen. I keep doing my seva in a balanced way so that the Lord is pleased, my family is pleased, nobody is neglected, nobody is ignored, and still I will impart the best flavor to the Vaishnava community that I belong to. To my family, to my Vaishnava community, I will be that positive contribution. Then I will impart that flavor of salt. So that is each of these topics. There can be seminars on that, but we have to finish, so we are rushing through. The last thing that was told is what? How should I be? Like you. So why did Anantacharya point to him? What was so special about him?
Serving everybody else first.
Serving everybody else first. Yes. What else? Persistent.
Patience.
Curious. Obedient. What else?
Hungry for knowledge.
Patient. Quest for knowledge.
Accepting the instructions without saying anything.
Accepting the instructions without saying anything. Do it. All the answers make up the quality of you. And that is why yesterday we took the topic of lines in stone. That being like you is like an exemplary devotee. Why he said you? Because you are an exemplary devotee. And for us to see, we may feel that that is in the 12th century. Who has seen Parashar Bhatta? Who has seen Anantacharya? How does it relate to me? The Lord time and again keeps sending his devotees like Srila Prabhupada, whose discussion we had yesterday. And if you put all these, Prabhupada fits into every category and more. Like, he was an opportunist. The moment he got an opportunity to fulfill the instructions of his spiritual master, whether it was Hanuman Prasad Poddar, Sumati Morarji, the Sharmas, whoever we discussed yesterday, he immediately took the opportunity to immediately fulfill the instruction of his spiritual master. And he was focused. Not even for a moment he became defocused. Even though the instruction was given in which year? 1922. And he could actually come to US in which year? 65. How many years? 40 plus years. But did he lose focus of the instruction of the... He kept on doing. Small fishes went, big fish came, he caught on to the big fish. Right? He kept on being like that opportunist, focused person, never got distracted by anything else from fulfilling the mission of his spiritual master. He was like the cock. He was so positive. So many examples we hear that he came from a traditional, Hindu family. For him to come to the West and see so many negativities were there in the hippies, eating non-veg, breaking all 4 regulative principles, and they don't know who's Krishna, what is Bhagavad Gita, what is this. But what did he see? Just the positive, that they have a desire to serve. They have a desire to know. He picked that up. He was Sargrahi. And that is the only reason why today we are able to sit in so many temples and practice Krishna consciousness and worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Why? Because he just saw that positive thing. The toilet paper example which is there in 26 2nd Avenue, that hippie came and he just put that toilet paper over there and he took it out. Like, oh, he loves to serve. 4 people come to attend the program in Matchless Gift and he said, oh, America is very interested. Whole America. He's interested that 4 people come to attend the program over there. What positivity. What positivity at that age. Sometimes as age goes, we become older, we become a little more, like, no, how can it happen? What can you do? It's helpless, this, that. But Prabhupada was relentless. Kept on doing, right? So he was like that cock. Picking the positive. People gave him feedbacks. One doctor told him that, Swamiji, you don't walk. That is why your health is dead. He immediately took it. Otherwise, he could say, I am Swami. You are ordinary. Go take your report. Don't do that. No, he took it. Somebody came and said, don't print magazines, print books. That is, again, he picked that up. He took that feedback. He didn't feel that I am all knowing. No, I don't need any feedback from you. I understand. Anybody gave any feedback. Sunday love feast, whatever was given. Instead of storefront, let's, we can buy churches. Yes, let's do. He took the feedback. So it's a very rare quality. They say the most unfortunate person in this world is whom nobody can give feedback to. There's no point in telling this person. He's not going to listen. And he will not even take it. The most unfortunate person. But we should behave in such a way that we appear very open, that please, I want to improve. Anything you see in me, please guide me, please correct me. I'm open to correction. I'm open to feedbacks. So Prabhupada was again the example of the horn, of the cock, right? He was Sargrahi when he did that. How he was like a salt. Everything he did, but he gave the credit to what? My spiritual master. And all of you. My disciples and my spiritual master. That's it. He came to the US. He didn't say, we discussed yesterday, he didn't say that I'm going to US and the books are coming with me. He said the books are going to US and I'm going to accompany the books. Right? He never felt that, even after whole ISKCON was established, he never felt like that get it right, okay? In fact, they wanted to name ISKCON as behind Prabhupada. Having his name as the institute.
One announcements, some devotees living in hurry, they call us black with the black Mercedes Benz.
What?
Good, you can continue.
What was I saying?
He wanted to name ISKCON with his.
They wanted to name the movement after Prabhupada. But he said no, it has to be named International Society for Krishna Consciousness. He didn't want, if he wanted, he could have named and who would have objected? Nobody even knew all these things in America. He could have named it after him. This mission, my Bhaktivedanta mission, or something like that. He didn't do that. He always thought that I am nobody. I am not doing anything. And although he is the one who gave the whole flavor to ISKCON, everything, but he remained in the background. He kept doing. So how much he taught, several examples can be given in this regard. And if you go deeper, you yourself will be able to, we ourselves can analyze it more. How every instance in Prabhupada's life projected these particular principles which are given, that what a real Vaishnava should be. The deeper you go, more realizations we will get about how you should be like a crane, like a cock, like salt, and like ghee. This is what is Vaishnava. Right? So such a beautiful answer was given, and we love this, and we thought maybe we can share it. It's a lifetime project for us to become like this. None of us, we know that lot of work in progress. There's an inconvenience, regretted work in progress. So sometimes we may land up behaving to what is expected out of us. But we thank each other for that. Okay? Please don't mind it. I'm work in progress. And I don't mind you because you are also work in progress. Don't give up on me and I don't give up upon you. Because ultimately, at the end of this life, all that we have is each other. Is Vaishnavas. We have Vaishnavas. right? So again and again we understand that what is the type of Vaishnava I am supposed to be, and what is the value of a Vaishnava whom I have in my around me. Sitting by Prabhupada's mercy, otherwise in America, as we always feel, that what would we be doing over here? Washing dishes at home because you don't have help at home, going to long rides because your workplaces are far off, cooking meal once in a week like everybody does, and we would be like, some of our friends tell that our friends are hunting for some socialization somewhere. Okay, is there some party happening? Is there some program happening? Is there some function where we can satisfy our emotional needs, our social needs? But without searching for that, you come 10,000 miles across from India and you have Bana Banaya ISKCON, which is satisfying all these needs of yours. Our emotional needs, how? Through Vaishnavas. So what is the value of a Vaishnava in our life? We can never minimize that ever. Whether sometimes there might be people amongst us we like, we don't like, it's okay. Somebody may not like me also, like I don't like somebody, but it's okay. Ultimately, all that we have is each other. Let's get along somehow or the other. Because we need each other, right? That is a Vaishnava. So this beautiful answer which was there, we felt like sharing with you all. What is a Vaishnava? Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Mataji and Mataji in 12th century, teaching us to echo the quality of the crane, right? But crane has a very, very different bird from other. Crane has a solitary characteristics. He wants to be in solitary, alone. So that helps crane to be because in hunting, but human cannot do that. Cannot be alone. Crane is very different type of bird than other type of birds. Always you will see crane being solitary, alone sitting on
Yeah,
one
see, so
place.
we would like to take the qualities which are relevant here. The crane eats fish, so we won't take that example. Right, so I think the Acharya had particular trait which he sort of handpicked from the cranes, this thing. The cock is picking on trash, but we will not do that. We will not pick up on trash, right? So I think the relevancy is there that we pick up those qualities which are relevant to this discussion. And yes, we could extrapolate further. Some people said, oh, the cock. Somebody, we were giving this seminar, someone said, oh, there's only one more example, one more thing about the cock. It is the first one to get up in the morning. Gets up early in the morning. You should all come for Mangalarti, he said. Yes, yeah, that actually did not say, but yeah, you can go further and extrapolate and see many things. I think the last thing is, as I'm hearing this, I'm remembering the cow right now. I'll tell you why I'm remembering the cow. It's not the cow eats the cud, the grass and the cud, whatever, and the cow eats whatever is available, keeps on eating, and then when it's sitting there, in the shade of the tree, it has got 4 stomachs. We only have 1, right? We have 4, and then the food again comes up and goes, right? It comes up, and then the cud is chewed. They call it rumination, right? So I think what you would need, my dear devotees, is we can hear this wisdom-filled words of the greatest souls who lived on earth, right? Like Srila Prabhupada, Acharya, Ramacharya, right? And yet, we may just gulp it down and then, it may just pass away. But the important thing is that we want to listen rightly, with attention, and learn these lessons very deeply. Let it be a deep absorption, right? Let it not be just one of the good lectures we have heard, oh yeah, nice examples were given, and this and that, right? And therefore, if we take it deeply, let it touch the roots of our soul. And then the topic today was pillars of growth. Only when we allow this knowledge to touch our soul, right? Let it come down not from just into our brain. Because bhakti is not done just by the brain, combination of brain and heart. It has to come from the brain into the heart. Heart is the seat of consciousness, the seat of the soul. And therefore, when you learn deeply, then you will grow rapidly. Right? So the thing is that listen rightly, learn deeply, and grow rapidly. So this is the actual part of these are the pillars of. So we learned today 4 pillars of growth, and I hope that we can keep this with us for a long, long time and keep enhancing our knowledge. Yes, Uncle. Prabhu, where we start?
Thank you. There you go. My name is Rajesh, by the way. So people call me Raj. First of all, I know I came in late, but I really enjoyed whatever you all shared. And one thing dawned on me also was that this is so intellectual. It's like you got to be a certain level to figure it out. But I have a question. When I walked in, one of the conversation was about Mataji, and but I also, when you read the Gita and when you attending some courses, what we learn is that the Lord is perfect. He doesn't need anything from us. He is perfect. His feelings is perfect. One thing I heard, and I'm going to provide with the salt and all that stuff, right? In life, I mean, people can practice those 4 things you just said, because I kind of do that, but purity, I'm not perfect, and you part are not perfect. But the point is, I love what you said, because that should be life, right? My question is this. If you practice, and I actually Mataji did explain, I'm being a devil's advocate here, but she did explain balance, but I just want to call it out anyway. What if somebody doesn't get the consciousness necessarily, but does the 4 things? Because one of the key things I heard also is Balaji was impressed. But God is perfect. Why would he be impressed? So my point being is, if we practice life with these 4 characteristics and have a better humanity, I'm not saying forget God, but if we don't balance again, maybe today is 10%, tomorrow I can give 50%. But the point is, what if you only give the 5% throughout your life? Will you still be,
Elevated.
heaven or whatever, right? So the point is, everybody has a different things going on in life, right? And doing these 4 things, but the other part was the how do we, is it fair? You know what I'm saying? And again, I think the answer also I know already, because it's karma from past life is not fair. But the point I'm trying to make is, would Balaji not accept you just by doing the 4 things you described? You understand my question? Because you said the word earlier was impressed. So Balaji should be impressed with just doing the 4 things itself. Because you get my point, right?
Somewhat.
Yeah.
I may get you wrong also.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is, everybody wears a t-shirt of being human today. So when you're talking about all these qualities and the virtues which we are supposed to do, it is very, for somebody who's in the mode of goodness, these virtues are very natural. They don't have to work for it. For some of us who are from lower modes, we might have to struggle for it. However, Krishna says in the Gita that all those virtues are like so many zeros until you add the 1 in front of it. And then every 0 you have, that increases the value, because the 1 is there. So imagine if you are practicing all those 4 things, and if God is the center of your life and everything is connected to God, how much demigodly a person you become? You become a devata, right?
By putting the 1.
By putting the 1.
Right.
By putting,
That's God.
yes, that's God. That's Krishna. So the whole endeavor is that. Otherwise, if there are many moralists in the world, there are many pious people in the world, they are there. However, why does Krishna say in the Gita and the Bhagavad that surrender to me? Because he's a person and we need to do something for a person. You are earning your things, you are doing it for a family. It's not an impersonal institute that you are doing something for. So the person is very important in our life. And the main person around whom our things are supposed to revolve is Krishna. So if we add that 1, then whatever 4 need, 8, 16, whichever other qualities, subdivisions of these traits which may have, will just keep making us what? More better human beings, more better human beings, more better human beings. And that's what is growth about, right? We always want to become better than what we are. At no point we can say that now I'm perfect. Can we say any time like that? That I'm perfect? No, there's much I need to work on.
No, thank you. So I think this is what I appreciate what you said. The 1 is there.
Yes.
We know Krishna is there. question is, do we have to, like, I think you call this out, 108 chance, do a lot
There's
of
a process. There is a process which we are following. How to get that one? Okay, I know the one is there. How do I get that one? So there have been people who have been guiding, and their lives are changed by the process which they have followed. So it's just that we need to follow a time-tested process. How to bring that one in the center of my life. Very good.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for the engaging and inspiring class. Regarding the quality of salt of blending in, I'm wondering if you could elaborate on, because sometimes I understand the importance of sticking with the traditions and like the parampara and current, like going with the flow, but sometimes I think there is time and place for innovation, so there is, I think, fine line between that. So can you just speak a little bit about it?
Blending also means, blend has got, the word blend would have various connotations. Blends means also giving yourself fully to that particular thing, whether it is innovative, new or not new, irrespective of whether it is traditional or some upgraded activity, whatever, as per the, what you call, time, place and circumstance, something may change, right? But blending is like the mother, she just lives a life where she blends fully with the needs of her child, right? It's like she loses herself and fully identifies with the needs of her baby, right? So it's like a blending into the baby's goodness of his life, right? Similarly, we, Prabhupada, as you can say, I say he's Krishna, the word uses Krishna Mai, right? Radha Mai, Krishna Mai, right? Mai means where you're fully absorbed in that particular activity, right? So that is blending, where we lose that sense of separateness, that I am something, I am different, but I am fully with Krishna. I am fully blended in that service, right? So it's like you lose yourself to, it's not a Mayavadi concept of losing that sense of oneness, becoming one with the Lord, but actually merging, make your desires one with the Lord. There is no separateness between me and the Lord. That is, my life is fully aligned with the Lord. Whatever, as you say in Christianity, thy will be done. So whatever is your will, whatever the will is expressed by the Guru, that is my will. So I am blending my life fully with that. Is it right? Yes, thanks. Okay.
Any other comments, questions from the audience?
Mataji, please don't ask a question. But we welcome any comments, any words of wisdom which will benefit the house.
This is a question. Thank you for such a wonderful representation of your spirituality. Just hear everything that he's saying. My question is, can you just move here and stay with us for a minute?
We didn't expect this question. It is out of our syllabus.
Honestly, Mataji, the love which you all shower on us, man, we almost get tempted to do that. Tell it honestly like that.
When we build a new temple, we keep on doing.
We buy a plot. Many Indians are buying plots. We can also buy a plot.
Even just 6 months a year is fine. We'll take that.
Thank you so much for the overwhelming love and affection which you show both of us for so many years. When we come, we just feel so much at home, and it's just family away from family. You don't feel, with every passing year, this year I told Prabhuji, I said, I don't feel I have traveled to the US. It's everywhere you go, it's your own family. Everybody is a brother, a sister, everywhere, a mother, a father. So thank you for making us feel part of your family.
Oh, we are family.
Yes. Of the Columbus family.
But I have to go.
Yes, please.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
you lend here?
Yeah.
One machine for it?